After a taxi driver becomes frustrated with a passenger's wailing infant, he forces them to exit his vehicle. To his surprise, the same woman appears at his doorstep that evening, asserting that she is his sister, which leaves both him and his spouse astounded. Struggling to maintain his composure, Rory Townsend clutched the steering wheel of his taxi with a firm grip. The scorching Florida heat was intensifying his already throbbing headache, and the presence of a passenger and her infant in the back seat was adding to his discomfort. Rory had cast several angry glances at them through his taxi's rearview mirror, feeling utterly exasperated by their presence. The inconsolable infant's crying seemed never-ending, and despite Rory's request to the mother to address the situation, he felt she was doing little to alleviate the distraction from his driving. When Rory couldn't bear the baby's crying any longer, he slammed on the brakes and ordered the woman to get down from his car. "I'm sorry, but you need to get down right now," he declared, his gaze fixed on the rearview mirror. What's wrong?" the woman asked, confused. "Your baby is not ready to stop crying, ma'am, and it's making my headache worse." "Out?" "Yes, both of you. Now. How can you just tell me to get off?" the woman objected. "I'm sorry about my baby, but we're on our way. I said just get down and leave," he yelled at her, and the woman was terrified. She hugged her baby close to her and exited his car. Rory drove away, unconcerned about leaving the woman on a random street. When Rory got home that evening, he slumped on the couch, unable to bear his headache. "Linda, get me some water, please," he called out to his wife, who returned with a painkiller and a glass of water. "Today was a hell of a day, and then I met this annoying passenger." I hate this job sometimes," Rory grumbled. "I've told you so many times not to take so much stress, honey," she said, consoling him. "Freshen up. The dinner's almost ready, okay?" "Yeah, all right," he replied quietly before Linda left. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, and Rory marched to the front door to answer it, wondering who was paying them a visit. As he opened the door and saw the visitor's face, he lost his cool. It was the woman with the baby he had kicked out of his car that morning. "You?" he exclaimed, agitated. "What the heck are you doing here? Did you follow me home?" The woman looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Sheh, my baby is sleeping, please," and she paused. "I know this might be hard to believe, but I am your sister. We finally meet, Rory," she replied, leaving Rory shocked. Whoa, ma'am, you need to leave right now, or I'm gonna call the cops on you. And how the hell do you know my name? Have you been stalking my family or something?" He didn't believe her. "Rory? Who's there?" Linda approached the door, curious as to what had taken him so long.
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
"This woman is insane, darling," Rory said, agitated. "It turns out she's my so-called sister. Can you believe that? I'd never had a pet, let alone a sibling. Remember I mentioned meeting an irritating passenger earlier this morning? She is the one." The woman shook her head. "No, wait, I can explain everything. Look at this." She showed them a picture and they were shocked. It was Rory's childhood picture. "Listen," Rory said, "I'll ask you again. Who are you, and how do you know so much about me?" "I'm Amelia," the woman replied. "You would want to sit and listen to this one, Rory. Trust me, there's a lot you need to know." Rory didn't want to trust Amelia, but Linda invited her and her baby inside, primarily out of concern for the baby. As they all sat in the living room, Amelia told Rory a story that would leave him in tears. "If I'm not wrong, you were 16 when you left home," she began. "A few weeks ago, Mom passed away. Dad had passed away 7 years ago, so I was the only one Mom had by her side. I didn't even know I had an older brother. They always told me I came late into their lives and that I was their only child. I didn't know they had me long after you had left home, Rory. A few days ago, I was cleaning their house to put it on the market when I came across a box of your childhood stuff. I found a letter written by Mom about how Dad forbade her from telling you about your younger sister because he was furious you left the family after an argument with him. I've brought everything I found that day. Mom had left your details in the letter's envelope, probably because she wanted to send the letter to you. It's sad she never got the chance. I just had a childhood photo of you, so I didn't recognize you when I met you this morning. Now, I am sure you are my brother." Rory's eyes welled up as Amelia showed him everything she retrieved from their parents' house. "Dad and Mom are no longer alive? That's terrible," he sighed, glancing at all the things. "I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, Amelia, but this is difficult for me to comprehend. It's so unexpected that I need some time to acclimatize." "And this baby? He's my nephew." "Niece," Amelia replied with a small smile. "I was sent to a boarding school in another state at a young age, and years later, I met my husband there, and we settled in. I just moved here last week. My husband is out of town, but he would love to meet you." Also, Amelia disclosed that their parents had bequeathed their inheritance to her, but expressed her desire to split it evenly between them. However, Rory was consumed with remorse over his failure to keep in touch with his family and his behavior towards Amelia earlier that day. Therefore, he declined the offer and informed Amelia that he did not require anything. "I am happy I got to meet you, Amelia. I am so happy to meet my sister and niece. I don't need anything. Trust me." Rory cradled Amelia's slumbering baby tenderly and whispered an apology to her. In due course, Amelia and Rory's family grew close, and Rory's 4-year-old son adored playing with his little sister. Although they had missed out on many moments and cherished memories they could have shared, they knew that it was not too late to make up for lost time and were determined to do so as a family.